first of all, we're here at Comic-Con, the excitement of Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
What fandom are you most excited to be seen out and about the convention?
Oh my gosh, this is my first Comic-Con, so I don't even know what you're speaking in tongues to me right now.
Okay.
I have no idea what to expect. I feel like a little Canadian house on the prairies, no idea what's going on. I'm excited though. I think so far it's been amazing, but like I have no idea what to expect or really know anything about Comic-Con if I'm being fully honest.
So how overwhelmed are you then of I feel it could be one of those things of it's amazing, you get right into it, and otherwise it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much happening.
I think it's like overwhelming in like an exciting way. Like it's almost like I just like me and my sister keep pinching ourselves. We're like, oh my God, Dean. Oh my God, Jamie Lee Curtis. What the heck? Like I think it's more like overwhelming excitement. Like we've taken too many like candies and people are like, let's calm those two down. But overwhelming in a positive way.
Well, welcome to Comic-Con.
Thank you.
It's your first one. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've been here, I think, a few times.
But
so what about you, though? What are you most excited of seeing of other fandoms out and about?
Well, I haven't been down to San Diego in a while.
Okay.
And, this is the Super Bowl of conventions. So for me, it's always fun to see where it's evolving. Like, I don't remember them having this many outdoor displays and setups before. And I love watching that it's enlarging the playing field. In other words, in the past, it was pure sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. There's a display outside for the bear. So how the bear fits in, I don't know, but I love it. I love that it's more inclusive. There's an Abbott Elementary display outside. Yep. Again, not exactly the sci-fi comic book stuff that I would think of, but I'm grateful for it. I like that this community just continues to grow, continues to support each other, and it's just a very special thing.
Nice. And then obviously you're attached to a wonderful and exciting show, being here at Comic-Con and being that kind of sci-fi representation. Now you've done other sci-fi and fantasy and shows, and now you're at Comic-Con. What does that mean for you to be here as that you're that item that people are coming to see? You're part of something that people are excited about.
Oh my gosh, I like literally was like, is that true? It's a bucket list thing for sure. As an actor, I think Comic-Con's like this big thing that you want to go to. You want to be a part of a show that's, celebrated like Dean is saying. And I just feel really lucky. One of my best friends texted me and he's like, oh my gosh, you're at Comic-Con. Like, have the best time. Like, that's such a bucket list thing. And I was like, totally, like, pinch me. It's really surreal being here, to be honest. But I feel excited, and especially to be with like the ARK, which is like a love letter to old sci-fi shows. It feels very fitting to be here with Dean, the legend, and vet of Comic-Con. So I feel like I'm in good hands.
And then Dean, we met a couple of years ago at WonderCon, and now you're here at Comic-Con, which, as you said, is the Super Bowl. What does that mean for you to be back here and be representative of a show? And then even what we're doing now is a bigger and exciting thing that you're attached to.
Well, for me, I just become 13 again. I mean, I think the first time I went to a convention, I was 13. And in those days, they were called Star Trek conventions. They were all called Star Trek conventions. Mm-hmm. And I went dressed up as a droid. And my best friend, I forget what he called himself, but he had a costume on. And we went in the costume contest. We came in 6th. Not bad.
That's pretty good.
And that was like the first convention I ever went to. And I've been going to them ever since. And so for me, it's like I'm always here as a fan when I'm here. But then sometimes I have a job to do as well.
And then Star Trek and fan, what do you feel, and what do you think of the expansion of the Star Trek universe? There are so many different shows on TV right now and different vibes too. And as a Star Trek fan, give me your thoughts on that. Of now we have a cartoon, we have an action. They have action too, but there's different flavors of it.
Well, Star Trek and Star Wars have this in common, in that the fans love and hate it at the same time, right? So. I've been one of the ones who've complained about Star Treks that I didn't like, and there are Star Treks now that I'm absolutely head over heels crazy about. Picard Season 3 to me was just chef's kiss perfect, exactly what I want. I love Strange New Worlds. So for me to kind of get that is a real treat. But honestly, I think what motivated Jonathan Glasner and I to write and make the ARK was the exact kind of old school sci-fi show we weren't seeing anywhere. And so we said, well, if no one else is going to do it, we better.
And then, Chrissy, what does it mean to you to be part of something of bringing back that classic sci-fi genre and feel?
I mean, it's exciting. It's crazy. I think about like the very few female captains that we have in the sci-fi universe, and the idea that I'm even one of them, I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little taken back by it. It means the world. It's literally incredible to be, part of a very small group of incredible women, to be honest.
Do you have any particular women that inspired you when you were getting ready for the role, or that you, of course, you're making your own character, but any that you pulled pieces from?
Yeah, I definitely pulled pieces. I watched Alien, so Ripley a lot. I just thought, like, she's so ferocious in that and fearless. So that. I also watched, this is very random, but Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs, which is totally not on brand for our show. But I found, like, what I loved the most about her in that film is that she's terrified of what it is she's doing, and yet she does it anyways. And I feel like Garnett has that. This feeling of like, I'm terrified to be the captain and lead these people, and I actually don't know if I can do it, but I'm the best shot at survival. So yeah, I would say those. And to be honest, I keep saying this, but when I read the pilot, I didn't know Garnett was a woman. So maybe I just missed that character breakdown part. I thought I was auditioning for Kat. I had no idea that they wanted me to audition for Garnett. So I think that's a testament to the incredible writing of, Dean Devlin, and obviously he's right here, and Jonathan Glasner. I was talking like you weren't in the room with me. But yeah, I think, those are probably what I pulled the most from. Jodie Foster was a big one, as well as Ripley.
Did you watch her in True Detective yet?
Yes, incredible.
Yeah.
I loved that season. The two of them, no words. Like, to be that incredible, it was one of my favorite shows this year.
In getting ready for your role, did you have to do any kind of physical training or activity? Tell me about that process.
Yeah, so they have me do all my own stunts. How that occurred, I have no idea. I know, I'm like, who am I, Tom Cruise? I'm not gonna jump off a plane or any of that stuff. But this year, our stunt coordinator was like, hey, like, if you can do a chin-up, that'd be really cool. I can't even do a push-up. So I just got in the gym, as mundane as that sounds. But it is a show that demands a lot of, I think, physical endurance. And so I think, you just get in the gym, get with a trainer. Yeah. But for me, the stunt aspect is literally the makings of Garnett. She is someone who's white knuckling the steering wheel, who's the first one to throw the punch against the bad guys. And I actually love the stunt stuff. There's this one stunt I did, I'll never forget it. Ryan Adams, who plays Angus, we were doing this crazy stunt in episode 11 in season 1. And the guy, for whatever reason, they hire 6'9" NBA Serbian stuntmen, and they're so tall, and they're up here. And they were like, okay, and then you go to punch him, but then you keep punching him. And I was like, that's really aggressive, but I'll do it. Because he was so tall, I couldn't see, and so I accidentally on one take made contact, and they were like, cut, and Ryan was like, that was so cool. He's literally bleeding, and I think you knocked out his tooth. And I literally was like, I am so powerful. And I was like, wow. And then Ryan was like, I'm never getting in a fight with you. So I feel like, one, I really loved it. Which I think is terrible to admit. But two, the stunts are such a huge aspect of Garnett.
What was it about Chrissy that brought you, yes, I want her to be part of this?
This is my favorite part. Please, Dean.
So,
while she's sitting right here, of course.
As the viewers will know, there's a channel called Electric Now. And on our channel, we, aside from the shows we produce, we have to acquire movies, that we air on the channel. And I was going through one of the films we had acquired called Black Fly, and there was this actress in it who was just freaking brilliant. Now the character has nothing
It wasn't
to do.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
The character has nothing to do with Garnett. Could not be more different. But Christie's commitment to the part, the not winking at the camera at all, just absolutely committed to it. And I thought, that's Garnett. In her soul, that's Garnett. It's that commitment. And I wanted her from that moment up forward.
So the ARK has continued, Electric Now has continued, like they're both entities that are continuing to grow. What is next for those and what's next for you?
Oh my God, Dean.
Well, probably next for us down this road is Electricon, our own convention, which will be happening in October in Louisiana, in New Orleans. And it will be a celebration of all of our shows. So that's probably the next kind of big event. And then, of course, we've got the next season of Leverage Redemption will be coming out, and a brand new spin-off show from the Librarians called The Librarians: The Next Chapter. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff swimming around.
And for me, I've just been working on a bunch of incredible films. I did this independent Canadian film called Unseen, which hopefully will be released next year. And then I also was a part of a small little part, but I'm pretty stoked about it. I was a part of this A24 film called Eternity with Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen, and it also takes place in this sci-fi world. So I'm really excited for that to come out and be like, oh my God, that's me on screen, with my sister and stuff. So yeah, that's what's in store for me.
You both have done so much. Is there anything you haven't done yet that you're like, I want to do that?
Ooh.
Musical.
Oh, okay.
My heart just stopped. I was like, no, thank you.
Oh, you're singing next season.
I was like, that's
Absolutely.
A musical
no.
episode, love it,
No,
Okay.
I'll be in a coma or dead, and then they'll revive me.
Yeah. Or you'll
back
have
to
an
life.
injury and you're like,
Yeah, or maybe I
Yeah.
die in season 2, and you're just gonna have to wait and find out. You never know. No one's safe on our show.
There's a video I have from when the cast first met before we shot the pilot. And after I left the dinner, Richard Fleischman walked over to a piano and started playing and singing. And there's a video of Christie looking at the camera going,
this
I
right
hate
now.
this man.
He's so good at everything, and he's the first person to be like, I'm not good at anything. And I'm like, sure, you literally can grow an 8-pack. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Also, your eyes are like oceans. Richard can be the shining light in all our lives. And he is. And he is on the show.
well, that all sounds amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing those
Thank
stories,
you.
and thank you for talking about the show and everything going on. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your
Thank
first
you.
Comic-Con. That is so exciting. That's your first one.
I know.
So, and thank you for talking about the show, and looking forward
Thank
to
you for
seeing
doing
more.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks so much.